I'm Cassidy Wartenweiler for the Wisconsin Technology Council, here with WisBusiness.com, the show. Just ahead, Tom Still talks about Wisconsin's efforts to set up more Fab Labs, a trend that's good for local schools and the communities they serve. And Aaron Hagar, who leads entrepreneurship and innovation programs at the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation, describes an effort to encourage startups. And now, here are this week's tech metrics. These snapshots of key indicators in the Wisconsin economy are developed by the Wisconsin Technology Council for its policy and news reports. And now, here's Tom Still with his Inside Wisconsin commentary.
In a room that was once little more than a storage area for largely unused equipment, the Waunakee School District is outfitting a space where students can explore their futures. It's called a Fabrication Laboratory, or Fab Lab for short, and it's part of a growing network of school-based innovation centers in Wisconsin. It is a movement that promises to expose more young people to careers in manufacturing, a sector that remains a core strength of the Wisconsin economy, despite competitive challenges tied to the need for skilled workers and higher productivity. There are 25 Fab Labs in Wisconsin school districts, and more are on the way now that the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation has earmarked an extra $500,000 for the program. Districts must find local partners and compete for grants that typically total $25,000, with private dollars matching or surpassing the state money. Fab Labs were born in 2001 at the Center for Bits and Atoms within the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Growing slowly for the first decade, the number of labs has risen sharply in recent years as prices dropped for 3D printers, laser engravers, and computer numerical control routers, or CNCs. Today, there are roughly 140 Fab Labs in the United States and Canada, 340 in Europe, and a total of more than 700 worldwide. Precise rankings are hard to come by, but Wisconsin is likely among the top 2 or 3 states in the number of labs operating or getting certified. Typical student assignments in a Fab Lab include making a circuit board, molding and casting projects, engraving glass or metals, 3D design, and prototyping. So why are Fab Labs important? They represent one way Wisconsin can hope to maintain its leadership in manufacturing, a standing that is constantly tested in a competitive world. Today's manufacturing companies are increasingly producing more with fewer workers, and those workers are likely trained to operate complicated machines that employ the latest technologies. In order to compete for a Fab Lab, school districts must meet some important prerequisites: teach a science, technology, engineering, arts, and math curriculum, and provide access to high-speed broadband connections to the internet. Collaboration is another key feature of these labs, with schools teaming with nearby businesses to provide equipment, training possibilities, internships, and more. Among the requirements for winning a WEDC grant is that lab space is made available to community entrepreneurs, inventors, and small businesses after the school day is over. Many forces have combined to change the face of manufacturing over time, and people in Wisconsin can't control most of them. However, the state can offer ways for young makers to use their hands, brains, and computer skills to train themselves for tomorrow's jobs.
We're back with Aaron Hagar, Vice President for Entrepreneurship and Innovation at the Wisconsin Economic Development Corporation. Welcome, Aaron.
Thanks, pleasure to be here.
Your division works with young companies in many ways. You've now launched a new program to encourage startups. Tell us what's different about the Entrepreneurship Support Program.
So what's fundamentally different is that this is a competitive process where we're taking in all of the proposals and we're evaluating them and picking the ones that are likely to have the biggest impact. The rest of what we have is much more structured. We're taking in applications one at a time and we're supporting very specific types of projects. This is very much blue sky ideas. There's also the opportunity here to reach into smaller communities or rural areas where there traditionally has not been a lot of support, and that's partially what we're trying to do here.
This is a $500,000 program in total. How big are the grants, and what are the matching requirements?
So the grants are anticipated to be between $10,000 and $100,000, and that really depends on the application and the total budget. And the matching requirements are one-to-one. Some of that can be in kind and in contributions in terms of operating expenses from the organization. But again, it really depends on what the proposal is, whether or not they need additional funding or just really staff support and technical resources.
What's the deadline for applications, and who should consider applying?
So the deadline is October 31st, and it's open to any community or nonprofit that's supporting entrepreneurship. And it's looking to support projects that will run through calendar year 2017, and we'll make a decision at the end of 2016.
Thanks, Aaron, and thank you for watching this edition of WisBusiness.com, the show. The show is produced by the Wisconsin Technology Council and WisBusiness.com, and sponsored by UW-Milwaukee and Exact Sciences. Visit our website to learn more. I'm Cassidy Wartenweiler of the Wisconsin Technology Council. See you next time.